Happy Monday, y'all. Here we go. Absolutely love Monday evenings. Monday Night Football coming straight at you in about an hour. In fact, I think pretty much dead on in 1 hour. So those of y'all that are listening to the show live, thank you guys for tuning in. Those of y'all that are in the podcast version, thank you if you're listening to this today, tomorrow. I do appreciate it. This will all be relevant tomorrow because we are going over the NFL from this weekend. We'll probably hit some NCAA, talk about the college polls. We have a brand new number one team, and it is a powerhouse with two quarterbacks. So if you guys haven't seen, we'll get into that in a little bit. But we always start off the show with you got to pay the bills, right? Christian's Tailgate. Today's show is sponsored by Christian's Tailgate Bar and Grill. Go to christianstailgate.com. Find one near you. They had the Bills game Thursday night. It was unfreaking believable there at one of their locations. This place is just phenomenal. Get over to christianstailgate.com. Find one near you. Award-winning food. In fact, they were on the news this morning for their hamburgers because they've won awards for it. And National Hamburger Day is coming up. Also, Conroe Sports Cards and Collectibles Show this coming up weekend. Free admission, 200-plus tables. Get the kids over there. Grab your cards. Grab your comics, your Funko Pops, whatever, man. Get over to this sports show this weekend. Will be a blast. And last but not least, Butler CCS Incorporated. My man over there, Wesley Butler, dude, unbelievable. He had insurance claims. The customer can sit back and relax, know their property and claim is being handled in great hands. And, man, listen, water damage, fire restoration, mold restoration, water damage, you name it. Wesley Butler's got you covered. Go check him out. All right, guys. Today, national holidays. Woo, what are we on? Do you know we're already halfway through September? I mean, I was at the store the other day. You got Halloween stuff popping up everywhere now, which, by the way, absolutely love it. I'm all for it. In fact, put up your Christmas tree now. I don't give a damn. It's 2024. Nobody cares anymore. I still have my Christmas mat at my front door from last year. I'm not even joking. So do what you got to do. What do we got today? September the 16th, Collect Rocks Day. That's no joke. It's Collect Rocks Day. Family and Community Day. We'll do that in a little bit. Mayflower Day. Malaysia Day. International Day for the Preservation of the Ozone Layer. There's a lot of y'all out there. I wonder if that's a lot of flat earthers, too. Thought we proved that theory already. Mexican Independence Day. I believe that a lot of you people celebrated that this weekend with Canelo, who won his fight. Congratulations there, Canelo. Like that guy a lot. National Choose Your Chocolate Day. Cinnamon Raisin Bread Day. Play-Doh Day. Sit with a Stranger Day. I'm going to go ahead and say that's just Uber, right? So it's National Uber Day. Sit with a stranger. Man, all right. National Tattoo Story Day. I guess tell your story of your tats. I only have one. I'm not going to tell you where it is. I'm just kidding. It's not that bad. National Step Family Day. Lots of y'all out there, including myself, stepdad. Stay away from Seattle Day. All right. I'm down. We'll talk about the Seahawks later. Let's see. Respect for the Aged. Teenage Workout Day. My daughter loves doing that. World Barber Day. Working Parents Day. That's me. Dude, there's a ton today, man. B.B. King's birthday, the legendary B.B. King. What else we got going on? Mark Anthony's birthday. J-Lo's second, third, fourth marriage. One of those? I don't know. That's about it, man. I'm not going to go back through those. That's a lot. That is a ton. So they're your national holidays for today. We'll get to today's events in sports history towards the end of the show. But let's dive into the NFL. We'll start with tonight's game, Falcons and the Eagles. Line sits at Philadelphia -5.5. They're 1-0. They're at home. Saquon Barkley had an absolute monster day last week. 3 touchdowns, 24 carries, 109 yards for 2 touchdowns on the ground, 1 through the air. Jalen Hurts, mediocre day, 278, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. This is an interesting football game. I like the NFL's been weird this week, right? So it's trend. Everything's a trend, especially in sports, right? So I stick with the trends. I'll take the Falcons plus the 5.5. I don't believe Philadelphia. I like them. Don't get me wrong. Maybe Saquon is the revelation they needed, but we'll see. Falcons need a win. They've got talent. Maybe they can put it all together this week and get a W. But right now, I'll take Falcons plus the 5.5. I'm not going to mess with the over under. If I want to parlay anything, I'm taking both running backs. I'm taking Bijan and I'm taking Barkley. Both of them to score a touchdown. Parlay it. Why not? It'll be a fun game. It'll be a real fun game. Monday Night Football, just the NFL being back in general, right? Maybe even get Barkley for 2 touchdowns. I don't know. Or Bijan for 2 touchdowns. I don't know. But I wouldn't. If you want to keep ballsy, you could take Hurts for a touchdown. You could take Barkley for a touchdown and Bijan for a touchdown. That wouldn't be bad. Yeah, I'd parlay all those. A.J. Brown is out for this game, so take him out of your fantasy football lineups. Devin White, the linebacker from Philadelphia, is also out. Who else we got out for Atlanta? It doesn't look like anybody too heavy is out for Atlanta. Dude, look, game time 70 degrees, Monday Night Football in Philadelphia. It's going to be packed. Atlanta Falcons. I mean, Kirk Cousins, 16 for 26, 155, 1 touchdown, 2 picks last week. Now, if he has that performance tonight, they're not going to win. But I don't think he will. I think Kirk will come back. We'll see. Big game for Robinson probably, for Bijan. 18 carries, only 68 last week. This is a ground and pound game. It'll be a lot of fun. I still think maybe high scoring. 45, I think, is the over-under. So we'll see. But give me Atlanta plus a 6. Give me Bijan to score. Give me Barkley to score. Maybe even Jalen Hurts in there. There you go. There's my bets for tonight. We'll talk about this game tomorrow for sure. But breaking news in the NFL all today. Kansas City Chiefs Isaiah Pacheco out for the foreseeable future. We're looking at about 8 weeks. Cooper Kupp out 4 weeks at least. So just brutal. I have both of them on my fantasy team in a couple of leagues. So, yeah, I still won, but they're going to be out. I don't know who we're going to put in yet. You got Samaje Perine right there with Kansas City. Also, they're bringing in Kareem Hunt, which I think would be a great fit. He used to play for them anyways. Kareem Hunt will come in there and see what's going on, or try to at least on Tuesday make the team again. He might be a good pickup fantasy-wise. I'm going to wait till the last minute on Tuesday to pick up a running back to replace Pacheco because there's just not a lot of running backs in the NFL right now that are on the waiver wire with fantasy football. Like, there's just not. It's a tough score, and which is weird because you think the running backs would be scoring touchdowns like at an unbelievable clip. But guess what? I saw a stat today where the NFL, as far as passing touchdowns, is way behind the previous few years. I mean, way behind. I think they only have 68 touchdowns through the first 2 weeks through the air, which I think 5 of the last 6 years it's been over 100. So not a lot of touchdowns we're seeing right now in the NFL. Could be great defensive coordination or coordinators. We'll see. But tonight's game, I'm sorry. The injuries, the big ones, Cooper Kupp, Isaiah Pacheco, Justin Jefferson also had a little injury, but we're hearing that he says he should be fine. We'll see. Keenan Allen, we'll see if he can come back in next week. He did not play this past week. The Bears last night. Let's just go ahead and dive into that game, I guess. Bears and Texans. What a shit game, honestly. That was a terrible football game. And I'm not sure if it was the referees or the defense, but if you combine both the referees throwing 21 flags, and then you've got bad offenses or good Ds, however you want to look at it, just a bad football game to either be at or watch on television. It just was, The Bears scored 3 points in the first, 7 in the second, and then didn't score another field goal until late in the fourth. That's boring. It's just there was one exciting play where C.J. Stroud went over the middle to Nico Collins, who, by the way, by the way, Nico Collins needs to be in your top 5 receivers in the league right now. Even though Stephon Diggs, who will start bitching pretty soon, by the way, is with that Texas team. Nico Collins is option 1. That guy is good. So Nico Collins scores a touchdown last night. There you go. He had 8 receptions, 135 yards, 1 touchdown. C.J. Stroud with, what did he have? 260 and 1? Yep. And let's go to the flip side of this. Let's go to the flip side of the coin with the Chicago Bears. Wow. So Caleb Williams now. Caleb Williams is 2 games into his outstanding, or was supposed to be outstanding career. He was the no-brainer. He was the guy that everybody was like, wow, he's going to fit right in. We can plug Caleb Williams in, and he's going to fit right in our system. NFL quarterback ready. It's been terrible. It's been real terrible. How many games? Look, we just saw today, and we'll get into Carolina in a minute, but they benched their number 1 pick. I mean, Caleb looks bad, guys. 0 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. All right. And I'm not just going to call him out. I'm not just going to call Caleb Williams out. Jaden Daniels, 0 touchdowns, 0 picks. Bo Nix, 0 touchdowns, 4 picks. These are the top quarterbacks taken in the draft. It is ugly. Absolutely ugly. But Caleb Williams looked terrible last night, has looked terrible through 2 games, and I'm just not exactly sure what you do. Do you just go through the year? If y'all get blown out again, and I'm not saying that the Texans blew y'all out. The Texans played a terrible game as well. But I'm just saying the Bears look bad. They look real bad. What's their schedule like here? They're 1-1. And they've got, let's see, they beat a really, really bad Titans team. Barely lost to the Texans. They got a Colts team, which, holy crap, dude. They look, Anthony Richardson may look worse than Caleb Williams. We have a quarterback problem, by the way. Then they have the Rams, who just lost Cooper Kupp. So the Bears could, and then the Panthers. Wow. And then the Jags. What? Oh, and then the Commanders. You have got to be kidding me. Do they have the easiest schedule? Maybe that's why everybody was penciling them as a playoff team. Colts, Rams, Panthers, Jags, Commanders. The next 5 games for the Bears. Boy, he does have time to figure it out. He's got a lot of time and some really shitty football teams to figure this out. The Colts and Anthony Richardson are next, and my goodness, do they have a problem as well. Go to Sports with Balls on your social media outlets and check out the page. I post all this stuff on there. There's incredible debates going down on there. So go to Sports with Balls whenever you get an opportunity. Check out all the stuff we have there on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, everything, Instagram, you name it, man. It's all on there. And I just got breaking news that 49ers wide receiver Deebo Samuel will miss a couple of weeks now as well. Wow. 49ers, Deebo Samuel is out, and you've got Christian McCaffrey out. Dude, the injury-plagued season has begun. All right, back to this Chicago Bears deal. They got an easy schedule. I'll give them that. But Caleb Williams, if he keeps playing like this, even with an easy schedule, you need to have a backup plan because Caleb Williams does not look like he is the real deal. In fact, he looks quite the opposite. So we'll see. We'll give him another week or two. Again, I just rattled off his schedule. It's very, very, very easy. Bills and Dolphins, we already went over that. Saints-Cowboys game yesterday. Let's run these down, man. The Saints and the freaking Cowboys. I was the only one that picked the Saints. If you guys listen to the show, I told y'all last week, Saints will take this game. They sure did. Not only did they take the game, this was embarrassing. This was absolutely embarrassing. And I'm just going to guess. I'm going to look at it, but I'm going to guess Dak Prescott threw 40 times. And here we go. Oh, look, shocker. He threw 39 and they got blown out. The numbers don't lie, folks. I've told you this 1,000 times. When Dak Prescott throws the ball 40 times, the Cowboys will lose. It is literally like an 85% chance. And they don't have a running back that can just absolutely ground and pound. So the Cowboys are in trouble. For sure. Wow, he threw 39 times and they got blown out. That's just the way it is. Cowboys will regroup. Are they a playoff team? Yes. I think the storyline here is the New Orleans Saints, who for 2 weeks in a row, top scorers in the NFL. They got their offense, absolutely rolling. Derek Carr is on fire. Alvin Kamara is on fire. Rashid Shaheed, look at what that guy's doing. What a revelation in New Orleans. They've got to be pumped. Look, you talk about the offensive production. They held the Cowboys to 19 points. Only, one touchdown? And they picked off Dak twice? That defense is playing well. The defense was good last year. Man, if that offense keeps cruising, they're worth probably a $100 bet, a long shot, win Super Bowl. Oh, and by the way, guess where the Super Bowl is this year? That's right, New Orleans. Oh, and what just hit New Orleans? A hurricane. Storylines abundant. There you go. Buccaneers and Lions. This is another absolute. Look, we're starting to see that Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers was no joke. Last year, this exact game happened. This was the last game of the season for the Bucs. They lost to the Detroit Lions in the first round of the playoffs. They go into Detroit this year and beat them 20-16. Baker Mayfield having another great game. Very, very efficient. Quarterback rating of 90.9, so 91. 185, 1-1. They beat Detroit, who's supposed to be one of these great teams. They're just not. How many rushing yards did they have? They didn't have that many. 70. Chris Godwin went off. Mike Evans, he did all right. Baker Mayfield, he played decent, but man, they're winning. Buccaneers are 2-0. Are they real? I would say yes. They were good last year. And I like the Bucs again. And I told you guys, I think Thursday, Bucs would also do well in this game. I took them plus the points. Colts and Packers. Holy, you know what, Anthony Richardson. Guys, last year he had the worst completion percentage. This year he has the worst completion percentage. And as a whole, Anthony Richardson has the worst completion percentage of any quarterback ever. I'm not even joking. Anthony Richardson is not an NFL-ready quarterback. And they threw him out there, and we're seeing the results. Hell, Malik Willis had never thrown a touchdown in his entire NFL career, and the Colts allowed him to beat them. All you had to do was stop the run and make Malik Willis throw the ball. He had a 126 rating, Malik Willis did. All you had to do was stop the run. Do you know how many rushing yards Green Bay had against the Colts? 261. My Lord. 261 rushing yards against the Indianapolis Colts. And Anthony Richardson had a quarterback rating of 41. That's absolutely absurd. I don't know if you go as far as benching him. I would. Colts are 0-2, heading for the bottom of the barrel. Bad football team. Jonathan Taylor had a decent day. 12 carries for 103. That's actually a really good day. Average of 8.6. But when you got a quarterback throwing under 50%, his quarterback rating, guys, was 28.7. 28.7. His QBR. Oh, my God. Worst quarterback rating in the history of the NFL through first two seasons. Anthony Richardson's, something's got to go on there. The New York Jets. All right. There were so many games this week that were just blah. This is one of them. Sorry. Aaron Rodgers, yes, he got his first W. Yes, it's an NFL game. Every W counts. I completely get it. But if it wasn't for Calvin Ridley's speed on one play, Titans wouldn't even score. The Titans aren't really that good of a team. But the Jets get the W. They're 1-1 in the Aaron Rodgers era. That's really all I have. There's not Will Levis, second game that he's done some really dumb stuff, but I like Will Levis as a competitor. We'll see what happens. The San Francisco 49ers lose to the Minnesota Vikings. Shocking. That's if you don't gamble. Because if you're a gambler, you would have known that the Vikings have beaten the San Francisco, or the 49ers haven't won in Minnesota since 1992. So there you go. Look, that's not a good record. So it was a decent game. Big news out of this one, though. I just told you Deebo Samuel is out for, at least a couple of weeks. And you've already got Christian McCaffrey out. San Francisco is going to try to hold on. What's their schedule look like? Let's see who the 49ers have coming up. The Rams, they should be able to get by that. Patriots should be able to get by that. Cardinals, we'll talk about that later. And the Seahawks are their next 4. They should be okay. They should, by the time they reach the Chiefs game on October the 20th, they should be healthy and hopefully in full swing mode. We will see. But I think the bigger thing here is the Vikings being 2-0. Justin Jefferson had an injury. Doesn't expect to miss any time, but Vikings are playing good football. We expected the Vikings to be mediocre, absolutely mediocre, and they're not. They're 2-0, and they lead their division. Seahawks and Patriots, it's another game that, whatever. Okay. They took them to overtime. Seahawks win 23-20. Seahawks are 2-0. Surprise team? The other game that was it was the Giants and Commanders. Jaden Daniels, another bad game. I just read off the stats for you guys for these rookie quarterbacks, man. It's unbelievable, dude. Absolutely unheard of that Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, and Caleb Williams all have 0 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. What's going on? Well, I mean, is this a college issue? Because they look great in college. They said Caleb Williams, Chris Collinsworth, and the Caleb Williams thing. My goodness, dude, you got to stop, Chris. It is just like, are y'all dating? Come on, man. And look, Chris he's an old school NFL guy. I get it, but not last night. Well, yeah, it was yesterday afternoon. He's just all over. Every now and then they'll say he makes a throw that it's just unbelievable. And that's one of those throws. Oh, yeah. What about the 2 interceptions? What about the fact that he hasn't thrown a touchdown in 2 games? What about the fact that he's got a terrible quarterback rating? Oh, don't judge him over 2 games. You did. You're the one that said he was NFL ready. These guys are going to come out and just beat the tar out of people. Chicago Bears are going to be badass. Yeah. All right. Chargers, Panthers. Chargers look good, guys. 26-3 yesterday over the Panthers. Not only the Chargers look decent, Panthers are absolutely a terrible team. And we just found out today that they have benched Bryce Young. He's gone. Sam Darnold will now take over for the injured Bryce Young. Is it Sam? I forgot. Hold on. Yes. I'm sorry. Andy Dalton. Not Sam Darnold. Andy Dalton will now be the starting quarterback for the Panthers in what seems to be the worst franchise in the NFL. We've got some bad ones right now, guys. I mean, bad franchises. The Colts look terrible. The Titans look terrible. The Patriots look bad. The Giants look terrible. The Panthers look terrible. The Jaguars look terrible. I mean, there's no mediocre team. These are bad football teams. Bad football teams. The Broncos look bad. And there's one common denominator with every one of these teams, bad quarterback play. And I don't mean bad. I mean historically bad quarterback play. Chargers win 26-3. Bryce Young's benched. Browns, Deshaun Watson beat up on the really bad Jaguars. Beat up. It's only 18-13. And a really bad football game as well. Nothing in here was good. There's no standouts. The only thing that came out of this Browns game was that the Browns are hoping that Deshaun Watson gets suspended by the NFL, because if Deshaun Watson gets suspended by the NFL, they get their money back. They get their guaranteed money back. Woohoo! That's insane. That's $230 million. So I believe that Houston attorney, I forgot his name, but the Houston attorney that's handling these cases is meeting, and the lady who has video evidence with Deshaun Watson are meeting in Houston this coming week to see if there's any disciplinary action that the NFL will take. So we will be waiting on that. Raiders and Ravens. Raiders go into Baltimore and win 26-23. And probably, if you're looking for storylines in the NFL, the Ravens being 0-2 to start the season is a big one. Huge, huge deal. Derrick Henry, 18 carries, 84 yards, 1 touchdown. That's not bad. But the Raiders go in and beat Baltimore in Baltimore. And a lot of people had huge expectations for the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson, the reigning MVP. In fact, I don't think there's ever been a reigning MVP start the next season and go 0-2, which the Ravens now are. Rams at the Cardinals. I said this from the beginning. I picked him up in almost every single one of my fantasy football drafts. Excuse me. Kyler Murray is going to have a monster year. And here we go. That first quarter, just to Marvin Harrison Jr., 130 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. Marvin Harrison Jr., and that they were off and running. That was it. Rams lost Cooper Kupp in this game, and it's just Puka Nuka's out. This is a blowout, 41-10, and the Cardinals off and running. If they can get that offense clicking like they did yesterday, watch out. The game I want to see now is the Cardinals and the Saints. Let's go. Man, the over-under on that would be like a college score, like 70 points. So I'm down for that. Steelers, wow. This is, for me, the shocker of the NFL season so far. Russell Wilson benched. Justin Fields takes the ball. First 2 games. Steelers are 2-0 and leading the division. What? Oh, I just unbelievable how the Steelers keep winning games, man. It's just Tomlin over there. I don't know how he does it, but I mean, give this guy some massive, massive, massive credit. We'll see what happens this coming up week. But Steelers beat the Broncos 13-6. Broncos and Bo Nix, y'all have to get the ball down the field. Bo Nix is 246 for 2 picks. Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, and Williams, none of them, 0 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. And so that's all 3 quarterbacks that were drafted, obviously, this year that were with high expectations, no touchdowns. Bengals and Chiefs in a game that was absolutely what's the word I'm looking for this Bengals and Chiefs game? Absolutely rigged? No. But, look, I knew it was going to be a close game. I took Chiefs plus the points. The Chiefs, for the 3rd straight year, start 0-2. One year they made it. They were the AFC champions. The next year they didn't make the playoffs, which is last year, and now they've started again. I told you guys they're a slow team to start off with, but there was a penalty at the end of this game and pass interference, guys. I'm sorry, but it was a penalty. He was early. It sucks that the referees decided the game, but that was a penalty. I hate it as much as anybody else does. Rookie mistake. Could have got there on time, gone around him a little bit more, but absolutely ran through him. It was definitely a penalty. It just sucked that it happened last seconds of the game. Butler gets in there, boots the ball, and then there they go. They win the game. Chiefs are 2-0, and they lost Pacheco with a broken fibula. Woo! 8 weeks at least. I don't know who I'm picking up. I told you at the beginning of the show, it looks like Hunt's going to go in there and practice with them, but we'll see. So the Bengals fall to 0-2. Chiefs go to 2-0. That is your Sunday wrap-up in the NFL. Real quick, guys, we're running out of time. I like to just blow through things real fast. Obviously, for purposes so we can get through this in 30 minutes. Let's see. I wanted to do the rankings for the college football real fast. Let's see what we got. My computer. Oh, there we go. College football rankings. University of Texas, baby. Longhorns, hook 'em. Number 1 in the nation. 35 votes. So it's Texas, Georgia, Ohio State, Alabama. Then Ole Miss, Tennessee, Missouri, Miami, who's climbing up the ranks at 3-0 at number 8. Look, is Miami back? Woo. Good team. USC's 2-0. Utah, let's see. You got to drop down to LSU at 16, who barely. And I told y'all South Carolina was going to give them hell, and they did. I took South Carolina plus the points, got that one as well. LSU came back. Good late win for them. Notre Dame ends up winning. They move up a spot to number 17. Memphis won again, 3-0. They're at 23 in the coaches poll. They are not mentioned in the AP poll. We'll get more into college football as the week goes on. I will definitely dive into that. Today in sports history, let's jam through some stuff real quick. What do we got here? The AL approves the St. Louis Browns move to become the Baltimore Orioles in 1953. Mickey Mantle pulls a hamstring muscle running on a bunt in 1955. Why is that sports history? I have no idea. Just pulled a muscle. Warren Spahn threw a no-hitter against Philadelphia in 1960 against the Phillies on this day. And then in 1965, Boston Red Sox Dave Moorhead no-hits Cleveland. Let's see. Ooh. Y'all ready for this one? 1973, Buffalo Bills running back O.J. Thornall Simpson rushes for a then record 250 yards at the Bills, or in Buffalo, sorry, in a 31-13 win versus New England. The late, great O.J. Simpson? Yes. Let's see. New York Yankees beat the Red Sox 3-2 at Yankee Stadium. Blue Bombers' 6th win over the arch rival in 2 weeks in 1978. Catfish Hunter Day in Yankee Stadium in 1979. Australian weightlifter. All right, can y'all guess who this is? In 1983, Australian weightlifter and actor blank blank becomes a U.S. citizen. That's right. Arnold Schwarzenegger on this day in 1983 becomes a U.S. citizen. And that is sports news if you consider weightlifting a sport. Dave Winfield, 1993, gets his 3,000th hit. Greg Maddux, man, one of the greatest pitchers of all time, sets a record of 17 consecutive road victories today in 1995. Mark McGwire signs with the Cardinals for $26 million in 97. And in 2000, Sammy Sosa becomes the second player to hit 50 more home runs in 3 consecutive years, joining Mark McGwire and all of you people that love the steroids. I'm actually okay with all of it. I know that sounds weird, but I could care less. 2018, Kansas City quarterback Pat Mahomes sets an NFL record of 10 touchdowns in the first 2 weeks of the season, torching Pittsburgh with 6 touchdowns to lead the Chiefs to a 42-37 victory on the road. Guys, my name is Jeff Michael. This is Sports with Balls. Thank y'all for listening. Podcast version coming at you. Enjoy Monday Night Football. I will see you guys tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm out of here.